Garoppolo needed a performance like this to legitimize the 49ers as Super Bowl contenders. He carried them to a 28-25 victory on Thursday Night Football in Arizona. This was the best performance so far of his short career. Despite a dominant 16-2 career record, he hasn't produced explosive stat lines. But against the Cardinals, he had a 136.9 quarterback rating, the highest of his career, and his first 4-touchdown performance. I mean, even Aaron Andrews couldn't stand a chance when matched up one-on-one. Everything around him fell apart. The defense deflated in the second half, and the running game was stifled for 3.3 yards per carry. This was the game where everything goes wrong, so your quarterback has to be right. When the Cardinals studied this 49ers team on film, they decided they were going to go all in to stop the run. They hadn't seen Garoppolo outduel anybody, so what did they do? They used their diamond front, 5 men on the line of scrimmage. They play 3 massive defensive linemen with Chandler Jones and Terrell Suggs on the end, who are both so big that they're basically defensive ends. Now, of course, we've seen plenty of 5-man fronts. That's essentially what 3-4 and 4-3 fronts are, but those have smaller linebackers on the line who are usually dropping into the hook zone or flat or playing man coverage. Handling the Cardinals' heavy front was difficult for the 49ers offensive line, which is the lightest in the league. The defense wanted to rush 5 and clog the gaps that the 49ers zone run game loves to penetrate. To add an extra layer, they used rock and roll safety rotations right before the snap to mess up blocking assignments and attack the backside quickly. Usually in the 49ers zone run game, they'll leave the backside defensive end unblocked to gain a numbers advantage. So when Suggs slants inside, he completely frees up the edge. The Buccaneers ran this front in week 1 and held the 49ers to 3.1 yards per attempt, and the Rams ran it as well for 2.4 yards per attempt. The Cardinals moved everyone up on the line of scrimmage and challenged Jimmy Garoppolo to beat them, so that's exactly what he did. The Cardinals quickly found that safety Budda Baker was too small to cover tight end George Kittle, and later, that any linebacker they had was too slow. Here are the route combinations for this play. It's designed for a quick pass out of shotgun to pick up the first down on 3rd and 3. The Cardinals ran plenty of man coverage all game. They play a ton of cover 1 hole, where a safety will play deep in the middle of the field, and a linebacker will play the rat technique in the middle to take away crossing routes, slants, and anything else underneath. Shanahan uses empty formations to help his quarterback identify whether the coverage is man or zone. Since running back Tevin Coleman is outside and money linebacker Hassan Reddick is matched one-on-one with him, Garoppolo can almost guarantee it's man coverage. The question now is the middle linebacker Jordan Hicks blitzing as the 5th pass rusher, or is he that underneath zone rat? Here, Hicks aligns head up over the center to hold him from doubling a pass rusher and create one-on-one matchups for the defensive lineman. The Cardinals are especially eager to do this, to put Chandler Jones one-on-one with right tackle Daniel Brunskill, who is originally the backup guard. But this is what good offensive schemers do. Wide receiver Richie James gets a chip on Jones to knock him off his path just enough so Garoppolo can get the ball out quickly. These quick routes want to go away from the rat. Offenses never want linebackers clogging up throwing lanes or buzzing underneath receivers. The rat linebacker wants the quarterback to stare down his target so he can read the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the pass. Garoppolo looks out wide to wide receiver Dante Pettis on the Omaha route, which moves the rat away from the middle of the field and opens up the inside for Kittle's arrow route, where he will start outside to the boundary, attacking safety Budda Baker's outside leverage, then rip inside of him to get open. Baker has outside leverage so that he can force the play inside to the rat, but Garoppolo's eyes have already influenced the rat away. This throw is quick, on time, and crisp. Garoppolo doesn't take too long to allow for the free safety to close quickly enough on Kittle, so Kittle has a nice angle to break open and then disrupts the piece by sacrificing Budda. Shanahan showed he had the confidence in Garoppolo to put the ball in the end zone on 4th down, despite the risk of coming away with nothing. With 4 seconds left in the half, the offense hurries to the line to catch the Cardinals off balance and run a John Gruden special with a twist. Instead of Spider 2Y banana, he calls Spider 2Y in. The play is made to look like a zone run to running back Jeff Wilson, and Spider means slide protection due to the first 2 letters SP, so they slide the protection to the left. The unblocked block defender is taken care of by Wilson after the play action. The twist is they have wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders lined up at fullback. Due to the play fake, cornerback Patrick Peterson can't reach him in time, and Sanders is ultimately matched up on linebacker Hassan Reddick, who's responsible for the flat. Though Sanders is lined up on a slower linebacker, this play has to be extremely quick hitting due to the running back cutting a defensive lineman, especially one as agile as Chandler Jones. Garoppolo gets the ball out on time and delivers a perfect strike. The difference between Garoppolo early in the season and his last few games has been Emmanuel Sanders. Garoppolo's best throw of the game came on 3rd and 4. This play is actually designed for wide receiver Kendrick Bourne on the return route. Because two cornerbacks are matched up inside one-on-one on each receiver, Garoppolo knows that it's man coverage. The Cardinals are playing cover one hole with that rat defender, but as a safety. The 49ers are going to try a rub route to mess with the Cardinals' man coverage assignments, hoping they will switch and leave Bourne wide open. They want Sanders to force Patrick Peterson into the other cornerback, number 20 Tremaine Brock, to spring Kendrick Bourne on the return route. If Garoppolo throws quick to Bourne, maybe they have a chance to convert on 3rd and 4, but he doesn't feel that Bourne has enough separation and is worried the rat could come and blow the whole thing up. Late in the down, he sees Sanders gain inside leverage on Peterson, who is using a trail technique. When Garoppolo sees this, he throws the sail route early, several steps before Sanders is even out of his break. What's incredible is as left tackle Justin Skule is getting bull rush right back into Garoppolo's landing zone, his lead foot actually steps on Skule's foot right as the throwing motion is getting started. But Garoppolo has such incredible balance, he still makes an impressive anticipatory throw. The throw to Sanders was probably the prettiest, but only up 3 points with 4 minutes left in 3rd and 11. This play proves Garoppolo can deliver in the clutch. Sanders and Deebo Samuel are running mirrored swirl routes or 7 stops with Kendrick Bourne inside running a dig. Pre-snap, the Cardinals try and fool Garoppolo and give him a cover 3 zone middle of the field closed look, then shift his safety into Tampa 2 with a middle linebacker dropping in the middle of the field deep. Garoppolo sees the Tampa 2 linebacker drop and face the strong side of the formation with the 2 receivers. As Garoppolo watches to see if the dig cuts underneath that Tampa 2 linebacker, a second linebacker, Hassan Reddick, reads his eyes and moves into that vacated hole. As Reddick moves inside to cover the dig, Garoppolo sees the space inside of Sanders has now been vacated and has an open pocket of grass to throw to. He knows Sanders' swirl route will force Patrick Peterson to the corner and give Sanders space inside. This was by no means a perfect game from Garoppolo, and this throw is a great example of his struggles throughout the year. It's 21-7 in the 3rd quarter, 1st and 10. Garoppolo audibles to P19 strong burner. Shanahan runs this often. It's his variation of play-action flood, and he utilized it when he was back with the Falcons. Dante Pettis will clear out the corner and safety, while Kittle will run a low cross, while Emmanuel Sanders runs the high cross at 18 to 22 yards. Garoppolo sees the safety boot a Baker on Kittle, and we already know how that matchup went earlier in the game. Garoppolo thinks Kittle can outrun the safety and that Baker will get caught in the trash trying to cover him. The Cardinals are in man coverage and Kittle does have a good angle to beat Baker, but the Cardinals are once again in cover one hole, and as the play starts, Baker makes a rat call telling Jordan Hicks to run with Kittle. Once the rat call is made, Baker falls off to the middle of the field, which is exactly where the throwing lane for Sanders' route is. Garoppolo reads Baker in the throwing lane, so he throws high, which is almost intercepted. A risky throw at a time in the game where the ball just doesn't need to be pushed down the field. You can tell this play was designed to Kittle all the way. You can tell it's a quick hitter and needs to come out fast because the 49ers leave defensive end Chandler Jones unblocked. The play is designed well, but it just doesn't work. Garoppolo panics and overthrows Sanders. The 49ers have the lead 21-7 and are playing an inferior team. Why force the throw into this coverage? Sure, he had Jones bearing down on him, but live on to the next play. Don't jeopardize the lead and the game. Jimmy Garoppolo has given reassurance. If he has a struggling running game and a struggling defense, he can still carry a team to victory. His record is pristine at 8-0, but still, some of his decision-making has been shaky. Though the Cardinals are one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, the 49ers needed this performance from Garoppolo. They needed him to straight up win a game all by himself, and he did just that. The 49ers have elite competition waiting in the wings, and with the type of performance Garoppolo just turned in, there is now no doubt that this team has a quarterback who could very well carry them to the Super Bowl. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. A ton more Patreon supporters this week. Thanks to each and every one of you. Your support is incredible. If you want to support this channel, check out my Patreon page where I post my weekly picks and where I've been posting some pages out of Kyle Shanahan's playbook. A few days ago, I posted the burner concept that I talked about in this video, so pretty cool stuff. But back to the picks, we went 3-2, so 10-5 the last 3 weeks. That money that I bet will help me buy some 49ers Seahawks Monday Night Football tickets, and I'll get an in-depth look at that one for the video next week. All right, that's it. Until next Saturday, see ya.